dynasty is a rare sight. Here is a story about the future of the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, just know that the Kansas City Chiefs are never poor. Just know that the Kansas City Chiefs found a way to build it. But none of this would have been possible without the success of the Super Bowl legend, without the perseverance of a man who spent days scanning tapes, finding a raw diamond in the rough, taking risks for a kid, and spending years convincing the franchise to see his vision. The discovery of the future is the unexpected story of the man who found Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 NFL Draft at 10th overall. The Kansas City Chiefs accepted the pursuit of a young scout named Brett V in 2013. Coach Andy Reid accepted a position as a professional and college personnel analyst for a team. Starting as a blank canvas in an undefined, unspecified front office role, it was like a dream moving upward. Football scout Fee worked alongside general manager John Dorsey and Chris Ballard. He did a bit of everything: college scouting, professional personnel work. The job description was basically, let's see what's there. But what V did better than anyone else on the roster was watching tapes of players. When Dorsey arrived in Kansas City, the organization saw scouts spending 17 days watching tape of college players before attending the NFL scout group meetings. Marathon sessions that started at 5 in the morning and sometimes lasted until the evening. It was like a training camp for scouts. Dorsey believed that the best way to find talent, the only way to build a championship roster that could win the Super Bowl, was to grind through 3, 4, 5 games of tape simultaneously. He consumed so much tape that he would look at the clock and realize that 5 hours had passed and his brain was completely numb. Perhaps he was onto something. In early 2016, this is what happened to Brett V. He was looking at the offensive side referee from Texas Tech. That spring, among the first games he attended for the NFL Draft, there was Texas Tech's 56-27 loss to LSU in the Texas Bowl on December 29th, 2015. Now, this wasn't much of a game. LSU had an All-American running back, and NFL talent was all over the field. But V found himself captivated by Texas Tech's quarterback while watching him. This player was throwing sidearm passes, running around, and fighting like crazy to keep the superior match team in the game. V even joked once to his colleagues, while watching the players, he had an internal XCOM measurement device that surfaced, and he described it as a roof measurement system that existed in his mind and instincts. And on the first day he saw Patrick Mahomes play, this XCOM measurement system was overloaded. So Mahomes just finished his second season at White House High School only 2 years ago. In his sophomore year, he threw for 4,653 yards and posted big numbers in the Red Raiders' air raid offense, like most Texas quarterbacks. But his quiet recruitment to college and his silence in college meant he couldn't enter the draft for another year. He wasn't exactly on the NFL radars. So V wondered who this guy was. This question quickly became an obsession. Who was Patrick Mahomes? What was his story? Why was he at Texas Tech? Did he have the right body? How old was he? Would he enter the draft next year? These questions eventually led V down a rabbit hole. More and more tapes, more ridiculous shots, and more questions. All of this until one day in the spring when he started watching Mahomes' tape. Head coach Andy Reid spent a quiet weekend in the Chiefs' office, passing by Reid. He wondered what V was doing. If V had given a simple answer, he was watching the next quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, but V was the only problem. I believed there was something about my mother's body's way of working, being able to throw lightning from the weirdest angles of her right arm, once dubbed at Texas Tech.